ready here? Check, check, check. All right, I'm gonna get off Facebook. Y'all ready? Mic check, mic check. All
Mic
right,
check.
Facebook. We're gonna log back in a second, and we're going on YouTube as well. All right, so I'm gonna log out. Shalom. I'm ready. Hey, shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ bless. I was Michael here out of the Houston camp, and I got with me today.
Soldier Lael.
All right, all right. And we are holding daily bread. Sorry about the tardiness, but we was trying to get our YouTube loaded up as well. So that's why we just getting on here, Israel. So all praise to the Most High for another opportunity to host daily bread. And today we're talking about subduing your addiction, part 2. So we did this a couple of weeks ago, and now, hey, you got the article? Can you pull up the article on Facebook? We was just going over article. We had got started on Facebook about 20 minutes ago. So let's get this started real quick. Pull it up. You got the article. The article is, what's the name of the article, Leah? Yeah. Yeah, let's pull that article up so we can get back caught up to speed.
The article is called Understanding Drug Use and Addiction Facts.
All right. So we wanna go back over this real quick, and then we're gonna move forward into our next video as well. All right. So we want to understand these drug use. This is some of the facts that they have about the drug use. All right, you ready? You was gonna put it up there, correct? Okay. All right. While he get it together, go ahead and read that. Go give me the environment part. Go back down there. Go ahead.
Environment. A person's environment includes many different influences, from family, friends, to economic status.
So you could be influenced by your family and friends and your status. You see that? Those are just a couple things that they're naming. Go ahead.
And general quality of life.
Let me see. I can't see that article. I can't see that article. Is that the read the topic of that article again? Yeah, that's it. That is it. That is it. Okay, roll it up the other way. Keep going until you see environment. All right. Blow it up some more for me. Blow it up. A little bit more, one more time. Okay, you see that? Environment. Can you see it? All right, we're good right there. We're good. Yeah, go ahead.
A person environment includes many different influences. Now he gotta blow up some
Yeah, blow it up one more time. All right, all right. Roll it up. There we go. Perfect. Looks good. Looks good.
A person's environment includes many different influences, from family and friends to economic status and general quality of life. Factors such as peer pressure, physical and sexual abuse, early exposure to drugs, stress, and parental guidance can greatly affect a person's likelihood of drug use and addiction.
Wow, you see that? So,
Addiction.
so that are a lot of things that can influence our people to be on drugs. That can influence our people with their behavior. That can influence our people with their stress. All these type of different things can come or that we could be influenced by. That's why the scriptures tell us don't go after our lust. The scriptures tell us that. Why? Because you can be persuaded to go against God's commandments. That is really the main thing that really matter in life is your lust against God's commandments. Your desires against God's commandments. That's why it was the I'm a what is it called? Quote this precept. He said, was that Joshua, choose you this day who you gonna serve. You see, and my point is, you're gonna serve your own lust, or you gonna serve God, keep His commandments. You see, that's what these things are. That's what we're talking about with these different topics. This addiction. All right, come on, read on.
Development.
Roll it down so we can catch it all. We can't see all the development. There we go.
Generic and environmental factors interact with critical development stages in a person's life to affect addiction risk. Although taking drugs at any age can lead to addiction, the early the earlier that drug use begins, the more likely it will progress to addiction. This is particularly problematic for teens because areas in the brain that control decision making, judgment, and self control are still developing. Teens may be especially prone to risky behaviors, including trying drugs.
You see that, and that's they kind of on point with that theory right there. Because once again, if you haven't lived it, you probably won't see it. But I've lived those things. I understand what they're saying with their theory. That's why I say we're like lab rats. They know these things, how they affect people. They know about peer pressure. They've sat in what is it called, like the councils, and they seen kids talk about these type of different things. So they take these things and they say this is how it affects you. That's what they do. All right. So drop that and give me that video on the gambling. Gambling addiction nearly killed me. Gambling addiction nearly killed me. All right. So we're gonna watch the first 3 minutes of this, and then I want to point out a few points, and then we'll watch the remaining 3 minutes. So it's gonna be 6 minutes. The first 6 minutes. All right. So give me the first 3 minutes. And she gonna use a little profanity in here, so hey, pretty sure y'all heard these words before.
Um, you know, I'm often hesitant to make videos. Good morning, my YouTube family. Um, it has been a while since I've last recorded. I've been around, I've been here. Um,
All right. You know what? Don't worry about the video. If we can do just articles, hey, let's just get the articles. Yeah, we can go with the next article. Addicted to marijuana. All right, cool, cool, cool. Let's go with this one. Let's go with this one. All right, go ahead and blow it up. So the first addiction we looked at was drug use. I even was reading something on, I think it was called the opia. So even when the first on part one, when we did subduing your addictions, we went over like people get addicted to pain pills as well. That was one of the things that we went over. Uh, hmm? Blow it up one more time. Blow it up a little bit more. One more time. All right, good, good, good. All right, so we're gonna read the first two paragraphs on this, the title, and then the first two little paragraphs. Come on.
This is from WebMD. Addicted to marijuana, 5 signs you may have a problem.
One is you own the dang on drug. That's the first problem.
Should
All
be
right.
6.
Right, because we should be sober, as the scriptures tell us. All right. Some of our people don't understand that coming out of the world into the truth, thinking that, oh, it's from the earth. No, you're making that thing up because that's not what the scripture says. You don't have to have this altering your mind. All right. Come on.
Marijuana overuse can lead to dependency, abuse, and addiction.
Really, when you start smoking that stuff, you do get addicted. So it can lead to, no, it do lead to. Go ahead.
Here are some things that may signal a problem. Marijuana is one of the most widely used drugs in America. According to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, about 9% of the people who use marijuana become addicted, meaning that cannot stop using it even if having negative effects on health, finances, relationships, or career.
Now, to me, I think that's a dang on flat out lie that 9% of the people get addicted. But I do agree with that it affects your relationship, your finances, and your health. I do agree with that.
Right.
But the 9%, no. Look at if you take that 9% according to the population of the earth, the people that are up on the face of the earth, it's more than 9% that are using marijuana. All right. And then when it comes to the addiction part, when you take the people that are using it, and then you take the people that are addicted, that 9% don't add up. All right, go ahead.
While marijuana addict, why you slow? Why you scroll it up? Okay. You lose interest in activities. Marijuana can negatively affect your motivation or decisions and can cause the loss of interest in social and recreational activities.
We just read that again in the last article. You see that? So that's why you know all these addictions affect you the same. Go ahead.
That you once had. If you're losing interest in setting or achieving goals, this could be a sign that you are addicted to marijuana.
You know, I've even seen some people that was addicted to it and they had goals, and in their mind, they still could accomplish their goal, and they might be 5 years behind that goal. They had that goal 5 years ago, and they still in the same predicament. Yeah, I'm a move out of this apartment. I'm gonna get a house, and I'm gonna have my own land. And 5 years later, yeah, I'm gonna get out of this apartment and get a house. There ain't no growth
Right.
because you not achieving that goal. Read that from the top for me. No. For relationship. Is that where we was at?
No.
No, roll it back down. My bad. Yeah, right there.
Marijuana can negatively affect your motivations and decisions.
Now, remember, we read that some of those things. I wrote them down. It could affect your learning, judgment, decision making, stress, memory, and behavior. We're reading that right here. Go ahead.
And can cause the loss of interest in social and recreational activities.
Right. You used to go hoop. Now you just sit around and chill. You ain't got no interest in it no more. Go ahead.
That you once had, that you
Mhm.
once enjoyed.
Mhm.
If you're losing interest in setting and achieving goals,
You used to set goals. You used to prioritize. You used to organize different type of things in your life. But you don't set those goals no more, and you're not even trying to achieve those goals no more. Go ahead.
this could be a sign that you are addicted to marijuana.
You know what some people do? They blame others that they didn't achieve their goals. You see that? A bishop went over that. He was referring it to the women, but it's also when it comes to addiction, that accountability. The accountability. Nobody when you're addicted, you don't take accountability. All right, roll it up. Read the next one. Your relationship.
Your relationships are suffering. If you are putting less effort in your friendships, family, or romantic relationships because of marijuana use, that is a sign of addiction.
And here's some examples of some of those type of different things. When it comes to affect your friendship, you could be borrowing money from your friends and not paying it back. That could affect your friendship. Your romantic life, you could be up smoking marijuana, out smoking marijuana, stand up playing video games rather than coming together with your wife. You see what I'm saying? Spending time instead of going out, taking her out, having a nice time. You'd rather be sitting somewhere getting high. So that's how it could affect these type of different things. Go ahead. And matter of fact, when we finish this one, let's read two scriptures on this. We'll read two scriptures. Go ahead.
You may find yourself pulling away from people who disapprove of your using the drug, and you might choose the drug over their concern.
Ooh, that's heavy. You might choose the drug over their concern. Let's read what is that? Um 9 and 9. 9 and 9. Ecclesiastes 9 and 9. Ecclesiastes 9 and 9. This shows you about the wife, how your relationship could suffer. Because this is what we're reading is something you should be doing. if you were sober minded. If you'll be before you have that behavior change. Go ahead. Decision making.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 9. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity, for that is thy portion in this life, and in thy labor which thou takest under the sun.
You see that? He said you're supposed to live joyfully with that wife. But if you ain't doing that, your relationship's suffering because of your addiction. That's your first love now. Rather than your goals, rather than your relationship and your friends. Let's read about them friends. Go to Sirach 29. Cool. Appreciate that. All right, go to Sirach 29. Sirach 29. Sirach 29 and start at verse 1. I say 29, I think 28. 28. No, 29. Yeah, 29.
The book of Sirach, chapter 29, verse 1. He that is merciful will lend unto his neighbor.
That's your friends. This is something how you can affect a friendship. Come on.
And he that is strengthened his hands keepeth the commandments.
You see how we go right back to keeping God's laws? And you could be breaking it because of your addictions. Now let's drop down to the point. Give me verse 4 through 6.
Verse 4. Many, when a thing was lent to them, reckoning it to be found, and put them to trouble that helped them. Till he had received, he will kiss a man's hand, and for his neighbor's money he will speak submissively. But when he shall repay, he will prolong the time, and return words of grief, and complain of the time. If he prevail, he shall hardly receive the half, and if he will count as if he had found it, if not, he have deprived of him his money.
You see that? So that could be a strife or a rip into friendships because of addictions. Go ahead.
And he have gotten him an enemy.
You see that? There go right there. He had gotten him a what?
He have gotten him an enemy without cause.
You see that? For no reason. But the true reason could be behind addiction. Go ahead.
He paid him with cursings and railings, and for honor he will pay him disgrace.
You see that? He's a disgrace. The way, because you could be a friend to somebody that's addicted, that relationship can only last for so long. Before what? We already read it. Before their judgment, before their stress, their memory, and their behavior. All of these things are changing within that person. They're not the person that you once knew because of their addiction. All right, let's go back to the article. I think we had a little bit no more on that. Yeah, we was in that second article. All right, so we read the relationship. Go to the next video. I think we was done with that one. Yeah, we was done with that one. Let's go ahead and try to get that the gambling. If we can do the video, let's try to do the video. All right, so we're going over a couple addictions this morning, Israel, to show you that the Bible is real. The Bible is real. These addictions, some of our people are hooked on these type of different things. And this one is going to go into the gambling. You can have an addiction of gambling. Let's watch what this young lady say. Go ahead.
Good morning, my YouTube family. It has been a while since I've last recorded. I've been around, I've been here. I guess you can say. I'm often hesitant to make videos because I'm like, well, what if it doesn't come out right? And what if I can't get my message out because due to anxiety and other mental ailments that I suffer from, I tend to deal with this scattered brain. So I try to hit the most important topics first and then, allow it to flow from there. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. I know, ignore this. We're gonna get into that probably in the next video, but it was placed on my heart today to really just kind of like come clean with someone, because as we know, with gamblers, we tend to lead double lives. No one has a damn inkling or clue who we are, what we do, the torture and torment we, some of us, myself, can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself, that we consistently and on a frequent basis subject ourselves to. And it's just like, I just wish I can go back to the first freaking moment that I even sat at a machine. And I just wish I would have got like just so disgusted by it that it didn't even allure me. Like it you know, I couldn't be persuaded to fall into that trap.
Hold it right there. Yeah. That was heavy that she just said right there. She said that she wished that she would have got so disgusted when she first sat at the machine, right? And it's like what she's saying is like, I don't have any help. She don't have a way out. She said that she's subject unto these type of different things. And that's what addiction do to you. And according to the scriptures, that happens to us a lot. And like I say, what happens is we don't govern ourselves by God's laws, and we're subject to these different spirits. All right. Read Psalms 119 and 9. Let's read that real quick. And then how can she adjust? How can a change be made? We got some solutions, but it's up to our people to take heed to these solutions. All right, come on.
Psalms chapter 119, verse 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word.
So that's why it's so important for us to get this message out, who we are and what we should be doing. That's why it's so important for us to take heed to God's command, because we might meet a young lady that's a prostitute, right? And if she take heed to the commandments, guess what? That will lead her out of that lifestyle. It's just that simple, Israel. But we're so consumed in our own mind, our own ways. We want to do what we want to do. We gotta be subject unto God laws. Hey, read that real quick in it's First Peter's chapter 5, verse 6. Hey, you got the definition of change? Let's pull up the definition real quick. Because a change has to be made with our people. All right, we have to be converted. We say these type of things all the time. All right, a change will come when you are quickened by God's words, when you take heed to his commandments. All right, go ahead and read that.
1 Peter chapter 5, verse 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God.
Because she said that she's subject unto this gambling thing, to do different things. Go ahead.
That he may exalt you in due time.
He could bring you out of that lower state. He could bring you from up under the thing that you were subject to. Hey, go back to the video real quick and play that part again, like the last 30 seconds where you stopped at. Watch what this young lady said. And look at her. She's crying because she's in a lower state right now. All right, back it up just a little bit. All right, good.
To really just kind of like come clean with someone. Because as we know, with gamblers, we tend to lead.
So she said to come clean with someone. In the scriptures, get what that's called? A counselor. A counselor. That goes to show you that she's not following the scriptures. Our people need comfort. Our people need a solution. Go ahead.
Double lives. no one has a damn inkling or a clue who we are, what we do,
disclaimer thing.
the torture and torment we
had a disclaimer thing. Thank you.
Some of us, myself, can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself, that we consistently and on a frequent basis subject ourselves to.
You see that?
And it's just like, I just wish I can go back to the first freaking moment that I even sat at a machine. And I just wish I would have got like just so disgusted by it that it didn't even allure me. Like it you know, I couldn't be persuaded to fall into that trap, pretty much is all I'm trying to say. But you guys, today, like I said, I'm gonna, you know, do my makeup. We'll talk about, like, I got hurt, but I'm okay. I got a black eye, but all is well, so don't worry, you guys. But, yeah. Excuse me. So, it has been a very, very turbulent, depressing, shame-filled, miserable start of the year. Let's just say that, because I took the bullshit from last year and it fucking followed me into this year. And the
come on,
bullshit that I'm speaking of is this fucking addiction.
You see that? Now you can hold it.
You know.
So this is what she was saying. She never found the solution, so it continued to follow her. She don't know how to overcome it. And that's when God laws come into play. That's why we have something that guide us. We have things that tell us what to do and what not to do. Just like when we training up the kids, we tell them, don't touch that hot stove. They touch it, guess what? They're going to learn that lesson, and they're not going to do it. That's a boundary for that kid. Y'all know no dang on kid they're going to keep touching. I burned myself. No, that's not normal. Just like an addiction is not normal. It's not normal, and she know that. That's why when we read things like it changes your behavior. People know that you used to be energetic. Just like when different things happen to our people, different things we go through, molestation or gang, walking down the street in the wrong neighborhood. All of these type of different things alter our behavior, alter our mind. It's like trauma we go through. And that's what you see this young lady going through, like trauma behind gambling. She's going through things. She said it followed her from the last year up into this year. Go ahead and play it.
No, I was having a class yesterday, and the instructor, we were talking about addiction. And he said something that really touched me, because as I was, sharing with some of the ladies my story and, what alcoholism and gambling has done to me and how it has really just changed my life, like, tremendously, and not in a good way, in a very negative way. Anywho, he was just like, addiction does not discriminate. They don't care about your race, creed, color, sexual orientation. They don't give a fuck if you got $1 million in the bank, and they don't care if you got $0 in the bank. If there's something within you that's weak, then it's not hard for a negative entity or spirit to attempt to take hold of you, But yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is. Like, I've been going out of town, just up until recently. It just got so bad. I started gambling when I was 22. And again, I'm 25 now. I'll be 26 in July. But yeah, I started gambling when I was 22, and I believe I already told the story in my very first gambling addiction video. And one thing that I'd like to add before I continue the story is there is not a lot of topics on this disease at all. You could pull up any girl twerking her ass, Cardi B this, who cheated on what who, and everything else about celebrities all just trying to fucking distract and poison our minds with that negative bullshit. But when it comes to just trying to find that balance and just really trying to educate yourself and become aware of the fact, okay, I am an addict. I am going to be an addict for the rest of my life. I am well aware of that. But I can change how I cope with the pain that I feel. I can change the way that I cope with my past and the traumatic events that has occurred in my life. I do not have to be held or pretty much shackled.
Right. She said a lot right there. She said a lot. And the main thing is going into that she can change. And look at all the trauma that she has been through. That's our people today. We've been through so many different traumas that we think that there's no help. She says she can change how she deal to cope with it. Yes, she could put it away. But guess what? Those things will still be plaguing her. What you need is a solution. Because she said that she's still doing those things. If you watch the rest of the video, she's still into those things and she's trying to overcome it. So this is a cry out for help. So these are different things that our people are addicted to. Real quick, pull up the next article because we don't have much time. Go to the next article, and then we're gonna get a bunch of solutions, man, that our people need. It's right here in the Bible. Go to the addicted to
By
money. Addicted to money. You can drop that one. And let's pull up this next article. Let's read this real quick. I want to make sure we get to it. And while he get that, go to First Peter. Oh, you got it? Okay, great. All right. Let's get this one. All right. Open it up. Go back to the top. Yeah, let's get that thing blowed up. Let's see. Addicted to money. All right, you got it. Let me see. When you gonna start it on there? All right, start from read what we got on the title.
5 signs you have a serious money addiction.
All right, let's trying to find it. 1 second, I'm looking for it so I could see what was gonna start at on it. Here we go. All right. Okay, go ahead.
Blow it up a little bit bigger. Yes.
Nope. Drop down to for the love of money. Roll it up till you see for the love of money. Let me see. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Uh oh, no. Hey, no, read read go down to where it say one. Yeah, one. Read that one.
Your thoughts are consumed with obtaining money. People addicted to money find that most of their time is spent thinking about cash. As a result, behavior often revolve around somehow receiving money.
Wow. That shows that you're addicted to it. Somehow. Every your whole conversation always goes back to making money. The scripture says for the love of money. It got something on that. We're gonna bring it out. Go ahead.
In some cases, thoughts can be intrusive with people experiencing money themed dreams.
Right, right, right. I don't even want to touch that because you could go into a lot of that. That goes into like I was saying earlier. You're not achieving that goal. You know, you had goals, but then those goals could turn into these type of dreams right here, chasing that money. Go ahead and read two.
2. Risky behaviors. While not true for all, many who struggle with a money addiction engage in risky
And
behaviors.
risky behavior. Guess what? Some of those risky behaviors are. We could it leads into lying. It leads into Connie, just like we read in the scriptures in Sirach 29. You will lend to somebody that somebody will lend to you and you don't want to pay it back. That's a risky behavior. You're risking your friendship. You're risking your trust. That's just one example. Of course, in the world, what are people risk? Their body, their life, their kids' lives, risky behaviors, evading taxes, all these type of different things are risky behaviors. Go ahead.
In the general sense, these individuals may spend an unhealthy amount of time gambling, playing the stock market.
Now, didn't we just read? Didn't we just see the sister on this?
Yeah.
She just went over gambling. You see that? That's once again addictions tie into the same thing, all into your behavior, all into your time. All of them go back to the same thing. Go ahead.
In the general sense, these individuals may spend an unhealthy amount of time gambling, playing the stock market, or buying commodities with the hope of a massive financial return.
And that's what the young lady said. It's a disease. She also said it's a spirit. Come on.
These activities happen even though the person may not be able to afford potential losses.
They can't afford to not pay their rent. I can't pay it, but if I hit it, I'm able to pay my rent for the rest of the year. That's that hope. That's that hope and that dream. I sure want a new car because I got my car leaking a lot of oil and I can't afford to keep taking it to the shop. But I'm a instead of paying the car note, I'm a have my hope in this dream to hitting it. It's addicted to money. That's a risky behavior. Go ahead.
Self worth tied to cash. Many who struggle with a money addiction have shared that their self worth is tied to how much money they have in the bank. To keep hoarding, they decline social events and isolate themselves from the world.
Didn't we just read that earlier? All once again, all of these things tie in together. This is goes into. I'm gonna read them again. It goes into your learning, your judgment, your decision making, stress, memory, and your behavior. Go ahead.
To keep hoarding, they decline social events, isolate themselves from the world. In many ways, their behaviors mimic ritualistic traits seen in obsessive compulsive disorder.
Right, right. That's what the woman said. She said it's a disease. It's a disorder. It's not normal. Go ahead.
Won't spend on themselves. In extreme cases, people addicted to money will forego buying things for themselves, even though they can easily afford. These behavior goes beyond being cheap, and instead it's all about fears of having not enough cash. When given the choice between buying a life-sustaining medication versus socking dollars away, the addict will struggle with the decision. As a result, the individual's personal health may suffer.
You see that your personal health may suffer going into stress and all the other things that we have mentioned. All right, we'll read this last one, 5. Come on.
Isolates and obsesses.
Remember, the isolate is you're not doing those things that you once enjoyed. Come on.
A strong sign that a person has a money addiction is isolation and depression, because spending time with friends and family can involve spending cash.
Wait a minute. That's the problem. They don't want to spend that money.
Right.
They don't want to spend that money because they thought is they have to get more. They have to save it. They have to count it. They have to open up that app and look at that bank account. They want to see them dollars up in there. That's the only thing on their mind. Well, if I take them out, it might cost me $200, and I really don't want to see that number go up under $2,000. Go ahead.
Because spending time with family and friends can involve spending cash, the addict will often isolate.
All right, go ahead.
Along with their thoughts, they may obsess over the obtainment of money that worry about financial resources. Over the course of time, the reclusive lifestyle can cause a deep and serious depression. Almost always, the person's social life is anemic.
You see that? So that once again, that goes into their behavior. You can have a quote unquote friend, and by you isolating yourself from them, they can see that something's wrong with you, but you don't think anything wrong with you. All right. Um, what do one of the scriptures tell us to do to keep us away from this estate? They that spake often one to another. You see that? Don't forsake the assembly. You see that? These type of things is showing us that this is not normal. Go ahead.
In extreme cases, some people even sleep with cash
Dang, I ain't never heard that one. Go ahead.
as a way of boosting their spirits. That's how attached they are to that's how attached they are to being around cash.
Give me that one in 1 Timothy 6:10.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil,
Mm-hmm.
which while some covet after, they have erred in the faith.
You see that? He said the love of money, the love of money. So even with how did that last part of that paragraph said even they sleep with it to boost their spirit. That's crazy as hell. Our people literally do these type of things. So we have to not have these type of spirits upon us. If we want help, we must turn back into the Most High. Go ahead. No,
For
that
the-
was it, or is there more? Go ahead.
They have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
Right, right. Did we not see the young lady? I hate to say it, but you seen her with the black eye. You seen her depressed. You seen her crying. You seen her wiping her eyes, her face. All these different things that she was doing. Why? Because of her addiction. You must get help. Our help is the Most High. Watch this. Go to Sirach 14:3. 14:3.
Sirach chapter 14, verse 3. Riches are not comely for a niggard.
You see that? Our people chase the dollar. Gotta have the dollar. Gotta have the dollar. Gotta have the dollar. Don't you know it'll make our people kill each other over the dollar, over money, over covetousness? Go ahead.
And what shall an envious man do with money?
You see that? That's a question. What would he do with it? What would he do to gain it? You see, some people, when they covet it, it goes beyond just pinching and isolating themselves. Now, once again, like I said, it leads to other things. It leads to covetousness. It leads to murder. It leads to envy. Just like that's what we're reading right here. That's what the love of money can do for you. All right, when you're dreaming about it, sleeping with it, you see somebody else with it, it makes you want to go after that person and get it. All right, go to Sirach 29. Sirach chapter 29, verse 4. No, we read that one. Go to Matthew 26. Sorry. Matthew 26, verse 14. We're getting ready to wrap it up. Got about three more scriptures. Matthew 26:14.
The book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 14. Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went unto the chief priests and said unto them, What will ye give me, and I will deliver him unto you?
Wow, look at the love of money working in the Bible. Come on.
And they covenanted with him.
Boy, wait a minute. You see that? They covenanted with him. They covenanted with him. They made an agreement with him. They all had one goal. His goal was to get this money, and their goal was to put Christ to death. So they made a covenant. How we gonna get it done? Go ahead.
And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver.
You see that?
And from that time he sought opportunity to betray him. Now,
That was it. That was it. 14-16. That was the end of 16.
yes, sir.
Read that part again.
And from that time he sought opportunity to betray him.
We just read that. And what would an envious man do with money? We just read that. And this is what he would do for it. All right. Go to let's get a couple of solutions now. Go to Romans 13, 11 and 12. You read verse 11 and verse 12. Romans 13. We cannot have these type of spirits up on us. We have to change. We have to repent. And there is help. The Bible tells us what to do. The Bible tells us how to go about it. First you have to do is get around learned men. Get around those type of sisters who know how to help guide you. That's your first way of helping yourself. So if you want help, guess what you have to do? Realize who you are and what were you put here for. That's the very first step. So that's why we have, how you said, abbreviation here. I forgot how you said. Abbreviation SPA, study, pray, and apply. That's why we have that here. You have to apply these things. Acronyms, thank you. I don't know those type of things. All right, go ahead. Read that.
Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Our people need to wake out of the sleep state that they're in. Addiction, little girlfriends, boyfriends, being a basketball player, selling drugs, smoking marijuana, sitting around doing nothing on the stoops, hanging out on the corner. Get out of this sleep state. Our people minds are not, well, like we said, it alters your mind from having goals, going to college, being a doctor, being a professor. You understand what I'm saying? Our people minds are altered from those things. These type of addictions. Come on.
For now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
You see that? You really want that salvation, but you have to make effort rehearsing the righteous act in order to receive that salvation. It's nearer than when we believe. That's why now is high time. That's why I say today is your day. Go ahead.
The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light.
Let's go get the armor. He said put on the armor of light. Ephesians 6 and 10. We'll wrap it up right here.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God.
This is the armor of light. Come on.
Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
You see that? Wiles of the devil are these addictions. Come on.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
So the things that she going through, it's not nobody physically dragging her into the casino. Nobody physically doing these type of things to her. It's all within her. It's all within you. Go ahead.
But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
That's why he said it's time to wake out of this darkness, wake out of sleep, come out of darkness, come back into this light, put on the whole armor of God. Read.
Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
And having done all to stand. That's returning and putting on this armor right here. This is your protection. This is your help. This is your hope. This is where you can change. Go ahead.
Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with the truth, and having the breastplate of righteousness.
So we always say this, John 8:32, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth gonna make you free. There go again, free from what? Free from these addictions, free from lies, free from anything that's against God. You will be free from these things by having the truth. We was free from a lot of things that we was bound by. Just because we thought we was the changed in one fashion from hanging out in the clubs to now we're going to church. But guess what? It still needs to be another change. Now we need to keep God's commandments. So yeah, you can still be bound even though you're off the drugs, even though you're not doing the gambling. You still could be bound. Go ahead.
And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Come on.
Above all, take the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
So you got to have faith when you start walking this walk. You got to have faith to come through those doors. You got to have faith after watching those videos that, look, it's time for me to change. Come on.
And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God.
That's what she needs. She said, you're bound by spirits. It's a spirit that have you doing this. Well, this spirit you need is the word of God. Come on.
Praying always with all prayer, supplication in the Spirit, watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
You see that? So that's what you go into. What? Praying for your brothers and sisters, watching, praying, fellowshipping, and speaking often one to another. All of these things help you. All right. So those are some of the solutions. All right. Real quick. One more. 1 Peter's 4, 1 and 2. We'll read that real quick and we'll end it on that. 1 Peter's chapter 4, verse 1 and verse 2.
1 Peter chapter 4, verse 1. For as much then as Christ has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourself likewise.
See, this is another part of the armor that you have. This is why we wrestle not against flesh and blood. So he's telling you, arm yourself likewise with what?
Arm yourself likewise with the same mind.
You see that? So you can overcome it because you can arm yourself likewise with the same mind to overcome these addictions. Go ahead.
For he that has suffered in the flesh have ceased from sin.
And he's letting you know that you can do the same thing. Read.
That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of man, but to the will of God.
You see that? And that's what you were created for, to live to do the will of God. All right, so with that, hope y'all got some out of this class. Addictions, subdue them, overcome them. Apply these scriptures, apply the things that are being said, apply these things that are written. All right, so with that, I'm Officer Mike out of Houston camp, and
Soldier Lael.
got Lael in the building. Hey, appreciate Jeremiah coming through, Soldier Joseph, Soldier Jeremiah, and Soldier Jotham. All right. Hey, go to IUIC fundraising, IUIC Booster Club, go to Original Royalty, all these things. Support the body so we continue pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Friends.
I say hop out the whip from a car to a ship, go to camp with some drip, pull my sword with a grip, boots all black, Brody no wingtip, looking at a reader like give me that script. I said I'm finna bring the fire, Brody no propane in the spirit that I'm in. I drop Luke Kane, got the spirit of a lion, don't touch my mane. I'll dunk on the heathen with a real King James. I said teach at your trap hole camp, bring it out, curly head, no doubt, put my tribe on the map. Got fire in my bones, so I walk with a bounce, plus I came from a place they'll kill for an ounce. So I never get sleep, cause I've been about the business, they should put us in the Guinness. We've been fighting all these minutes, plus the elders been teaching since Cain was a menace, and a deacon fist face like he wanna be a dentist. Goddamn. You might see two on the prophets when we ride out. You might see two on the prophets when we look. Business led Dragon Drake rep, get along. Can't wait till a cracker boy. Watch your tone roll. Rose gon' flip like a kid first phone. I've been waiting too long. Like, give me my throne. I'm on. Give me my throne. Think about the times that they did us wrong. We was way back singing Moses song. Let the beat go on till I get my own. Till I get my own. Let the beat go on till I get my own. Till I get my own. We was way back singing Moses song. Let the beat go on till I get my own. Like. thought you said you looked into what I sent you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did you look at? Did you watch the videos about the Sabbath day?
Sabbath. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Sabbath. But I mean, the Sabbath, I thought the Sabbath was like any day you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I learned in church. You just go there and you dance. They play the
Bruh,
piano.
dance.
Y'all play the piano?
Nah, bro, we don't be praise dancing, running around the church, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Bro, hold up. So I'm gonna show you what our Sabbaths be like.
Good morning and welcome to the All Souls online service. This morning we begin a